Hey y'all. Well, he was finally getting to roll the hay. It has rained off and on here for the past week since he cut it, and which is discouraging, but he's floofed it several times yesterday and today, and it's finally working for him to be able to roll it. I told y'all that I wanted you to see how this little machine works, so I'm going to be quiet for just a minute so that I can increase the size of the screen, because it always makes my voice really muffled, and that way you can see it a little bit more up close. Actually, I did that right when he went behind the trees, which doesn't make a bit of sense, so I'll wait till he comes back around. And you can see he has a few bales rolled. That one looks pretty loose right there, but I think he said one he was going to have to unroll and re-roll. But anyway, he's way up there somewhere. I hear him. But anyway, some of y'all probably saw, well, I know quite a few of you saw my little short video today where I talked about losing Bodie yesterday. He was a very, very old golden, but he is so precious, and he was my buddy. He just wanted to lay on my feet, and he and I spent a lot of time. He couldn't get up on a chair or on the sofa to snuggle, but he'd lay on my feet, or I'd sit on the floor with him. He's a sweet, sweet boy. We're going to miss him horribly, but honestly, he had reached the point where he was in more pain. He was no longer enjoying his life, and at that point, we have to let him go. You know, we can't just keep him here because he's hard on us. He had his little eyes looked sad for the last couple of weeks. He was just looking sad. So anyway, but I'll miss him horribly. Those of you who are critter people and love your furry ones, you understand completely. Alright, is he coming back down this way? Let me see. Chelsea and I spent time hoeing this morning. We got our flower field hoed out. This one up here needs to be hoed out, but the potatoes and everything looks really nice. Could use a few less weeds. That's always the case. But and we worked in the basement for a couple of hours, and she put a photograph of our basement on the Phoenix Farms Facebook page, and I said, Chelsea, why would you do that? And she said, well, I guess she wants everybody to see the before and after. So anyway, we spent about 3 hours down there. It's just about all you can stand, because it's, you know, it's not a fun place to be. It's the lighting's not so great, and it's a little bit musty. We're going to have to take care of all of that as soon as we get everything picked up and the new shelving built. I think we will probably scrub the floors with a shop vac before we start building the walls for the cool room and the grow room, and that will be nice. And I'm thinking also that I may get, I'm not sure what they are, I haven't seen signs of any kind of bugs down there, but it's an old house, and it's an old basement, and it's damp. I think I might get some of the, what are they, like the little foggers, and set off a couple of those before we start plasticking everything off and then building the walls, just to make sure that we have, you know, no issues developing. And if y'all have any suggestions on that front, Hugh and I, we always used borax. If we felt like we had anything happening, any kind of a bug situation that needed to be taken care of, we always got the old-fashioned boxes of borax. I think he just dumped one. I heard the clang, and that always seemed to do the trick. So I probably remember the old 20 mule team or 10 mule team borax. I'll go to the grocery store. I hope they still sell it. It's been years and years since I bought any. But I'll get that, and I'll use that in the water that I scrubbed the basement floor with. And then maybe just sprinkle some back on the shelves. I'll show you when we actually get started down there what that basement was hand dug. Hugh's daddy and I think a couple of his uncles hand dug that basement, and they built, you know, the walls are concrete block, but then there's behind the concrete block there's, like, you know, earth, and it goes back about 2 or 3 feet before the edge of the house. So it actually would work great for a root cellar. So I'll probably just sprinkle some borax back on that dirt shelf. And I don't know what he's doing up there. Seemed to have a hard time getting started again. Well, so when he comes out from behind that tree, I will increase the size of the screen. I'll stop talking for a minute so y'all can watch this machine work a bit. I'll videotape at least until he releases the bale. Alright, there he comes. There he went back behind the trees again. There's lots of areas where, because he's windrowed it so many times, there's bare spaces. So he's just having to do a lot of driving for not a lot of hay yet. But anyway, it is what it is this year. He'll have a better cutting in September. We'll hopefully have better long-range weather information. He got lost. Where'd you go, Hubie? It's a beautiful day here. It's a little overcast. I think that's the reason he decided to go ahead and push it and try to roll it, because he told me this morning after he'd floofed it, he told me he didn't know whether it would roll today or not. And his hay baler it doesn't like to roll it if it's damp. But, so it must be dry enough to just push it. While we're waiting on him to come out from behind the trees, I'll take you up here and show you my weed patch. And it is a weed patch. So there's the potatoes. There's some more potatoes up there, but there's 2 rows of potatoes, and then in here, in amongst the weeds, there are some peas. You can see them. They never did run, so we didn't bother putting them up. And at this point, but there's some down in here. All right, I need to come up here and pick. There's not going to be many. I've just not calculated correctly with peas for several years. But, oh well. They're pretty little plants. I need to get up here and get the peas. What few there are. We'll have them for dinner a couple nights. There he is. Alright, I'm going to increase the screen again. So no talking from me. Well, apparently he's having trouble getting that one started. And I tell y'all, I cannot seem to hold this thing. When I've got it increased all the way up to the full screen, it will not hold still. So I'm certain that I've made some of y'all drunk. I'm sorry. But I hope you were able to see him release that one bale up there. And basically that's all he does, is he just goes around and around, and the machine picks it up and twirls it into a big old, I don't know, marshmallow looking thing. And I don't know what the problem is. But this is like watching paint dry. So bye, Hubie. I'm sorry. There's not a thing in the world that I can do to help him up here. So But there are tons and tons of things I can certainly be doing at home. I see all this pile of plastic in the yard that came out of the basement. I don't know why there's so many lids without bottoms, but there are. Chelsea emptied all the jars that were old jars of food. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law loved to can. And so every year they would can plenty, expecting everybody to come and get cans of food and help them eat it. And, you know, we certainly appreciated it, and we did, but they canned more than all of us could handle. So there were jars of food all the way back to, I think, 2016. So anyway, Chelsea emptied all the jars, brought them out here in plastic tubs, and filled them up. And I'm going to go inside and get my little jar cleaner, give them a good swish out, and then I'll take them inside and put them in the dishwasher. When they're done, they'll go back downstairs on the canning shelf until they are ready to use this fall. And then they'll go back in the dishwasher first, of course. But you can see my doggies, hush, Mimi, hush. You can see all the jars that need to be scrubbed out and rinsed. Mimi, hush. And all the containers that need to be mated up with lids. And then the rest of them, what's left, if we have lids with no bottoms or bottoms with no lids, they're going to the recycle. And these guys, look, we finally have some snaps getting ready to bloom. Yay. They won't be very tall, but that's okay. They're not going to be used anywhere. But look how nice the cabbages are looking since we put our little beer swimming pool down there for the snails. That sounds terrible. It just does. But anyway, yeah, everything in this little bed's doing nicely. And everything up there in that bed's doing nicely. Of course, the mint has taken over. Oh, look. This little bush up here has started blooming. It's so pretty. And yes, and this, whatever this thing is that has the ginormous thorns, I don't know what that is, but it's coming out. Looks like a walnut tree with thorns. I don't know what that is, but that's mean. But see, isn't that pretty? Very spiky little blooms. Yay. I don't know if that's a perennial, but I don't know if it's something you could use as a cut flower. If you could, I would grow a whole bed of these because they are very pretty. Very, very pretty. And then there's the cardoon. It's coming along nicely. But this mint is crazy. And I am going to make a whole bed of just mint for cutting, for using in the cut flowers. Because see, you pull all the leaves off up to just like this top little section, and it's just a filler. And I don't know what this is, y'all, but honest to goodness, it looks like spinach. I don't know if it's spinach, I've let it go to seed. But that's what it looks like to me. And I may have stuck some spinach out here. But whatever all is out here, I didn't label it, so I don't know. But it's looking good. I need to weed it a little bit. I can see some little weeds trying to take over. Yeah, very nice. And then he brought our air conditioner out so that he can get it cleaned up and ready to go into the window. But we still haven't gotten our other hardening off table built, but just been pretty busy the last couple of days. And yesterday, of course, was kind of a sad day, and I just did the bare minimum of what I had to do because I spent the day with birds. Alright, y'all. View's coming this direction, which tells me something has came loose and he's going to have to weld. He's going to have to fix something. So he's coming down here to fix something, bless. When you have old equipment, it is what it is. You just make do. And thankfully, he can fix anything. But I bet you sometimes he gets tired of fixing things. Yeah, he doesn't look real happy. Bless his heart. I don't know what happened. Alright, y'all. I'll go chat with this fella. Love you. I hope your day is beautiful. Bye-bye.